Okay, well, it is 6 o'clock, folks, and we do not have our petitioner. We could certainly move to the second item of business and see if they arrive.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Okay,
I agree.
all right, so I'm very happy to share the screen with the Berkshire. Let me just go out and get it. Um, one moment, grab it. And okay. Right, back to Zoom. And share. So I know that everybody's had a chance to read this, so we're just discussing it among ourselves. Does anybody have, and then I have something I would like to bring to the attention of the board, but does anyone have anything they want to talk about with regard to this?
Well, I've had experience with Berkshire Design Group. They were the architects involved in designing the new track at Frontier, and I found them to be a really good company to work with.
Okay,
Lots of smart people.
The kind of concern I have if,
well, actually, our petitioner has just arrived.
this,
So, okay,
this
I'm
is gonna be on the petitioner, right?
absolutely it is. But now our petitioner is here for our hearing. So let me let them in. Okay. That's weird. That's very strange. Okay,
I
I'm not.
admitted them in. I admitted them in.
Oh,
So
there's Julie. Okay, that's why
yeah,
it
they're
wasn't showing.
present.
Okay.
Yeah, they're present. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. Hi, Julie. Julia.
Hi, thank you folks for having us.
Sure. Okay, so I'm just we have one of our voting members is on her way in, and so is someone else. Did you admit somebody else?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay. Okay, so before we read the legal notice and move to the business at hand, which is the application for a special permit, we do have just some questions about previous permits that Roger Lipton is going to lead our discussion on and ask questions.
Hi, Julia. Roger Lipton here. So we just wanted to go through the actual permits that debilitating holds. Are there two or are there three?
I believe there's two.
And so the locations are, if I'm correct, 3 River Road and 7 River Road.
Correct.
And am I also correct that the mailing address of debilitating for all purposes is 7 River Road?
Actually, the mailing address is 420 State Road, South Deerfield. But all 3 and 7 have historically shared a mailing address, certainly.
Which is?
It was 7 originally, and then we started having the mail sent to 420 once offices were established here.
Gwen, do you have making a note of that?
You are muted, Gwen.
I know, I'm sorry. I was just typing really fast. Yes, I'm going to have to rewatch it just to get fine-tune everything, but yes, I did get it that there was different addresses. I'm making a note right now.
And I'm obviously happy to follow up with anything you need.
And then
Okay, great.
the third category of address is the address of owners. And so for tonight's petition, your application states the address of the owners is 5 River Road. So
That's for 3 River Road, yes. We lease the property.
right. So for tonight's application, which relates to 3 River Road, the owner's address is 5 River Road.
Correct.
Okay. And do you happen to know the owner's address for the 7 River Road
I could have it for you if you gave me a moment. I believe it's in Wyoming.
Oh, I think that's on that original permit that we have.
Correct. And that's the one that you approved last September.
Right. Okay, well, yeah, if you can get that to us. then
Yeah,
we'll
absolutely.
Keep those straight. Okay, that's all I had.
Okay, thank you, Roger. So Julia, just to let you know, I'm Deborah Carney. I'm the chair. You've met Roger Lipton. Bob Smith is our other voting member tonight. And so at this point, if you have it ready, Gwen, if you want to read the legal notice.
Yes, I'll pull that up. Just when I got a couple windows open. Okay.
Sure.
All right, so I'm ready. So the Zoning Board of Appeals of Whately will meet in public on Thursday, August 6th at 6 p.m. The meeting will take place virtually via Zoom. All those wishing to attend the meeting may do so via computer or telephone by using the links below. The rules of decorum for a public meeting remain in effect, and the chairperson will seek comments from the public when appropriate to do so. 6 p.m. public hearing. Deliberating on, medical conditions, treatment centers, Inc. has applied to renew existing special permit to operate a marijuana product manufacturer at 3 River Road, Whately, pursuant to Article 171, Section 3, Section 34E under the Whately Zone Accordance. At 6:30, review of and vote to approve the proposal reviewed from Berkshire Design Group for peer review services regarding Bay State Blasting Cement special permit application. Is that?
Thank you, Gwen. Julia, did you notice any errors or omissions in the portion that applies to your special permit?
I did not, but I also wanted to just have introduce himself, Isaac Fleischer, who's our lawyer, who is much better at reading documents.
Okay, all right.
Hi, everybody. I'm doing this from home, and it looks like my camera is not on, but I can. Oh, there we go. There was a little. I had to push a button on the screen. So, can you see me now?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, we can.
Great. Yeah. So I reviewed the notice that was published earlier, and it is accurate.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So I would, following Roger's lead, I just want to make sure, one moment, please. Okay. Share the screen with the application. And just make sure that, so we're talking about the premises at 3 River Road, and that is owned by Carol and A.I. Annis, and they live at 5 River Road. And the mailing address on this application is 7 River Road. Okay, all right. So would you like to let me stop the share right now. Would you like to let us know what it is you want to do? And we know you're renewing the permit. So is there anything you want us to know about this renewal?
No, it's really straightforward. They're required to do this every 5 years. There's hasn't been a change in the use or what was proposed in the original special permit. It was the original special permit was for product manufacturing. It was issued in August of 2021. So they're fully operational there. I'll let Julia give a brief summary of just what those operations look like, but they have a series of what they call pods, which are sort of these like mobile product manufacturing units, totally self-enclosed. They're essentially shipping containers that have been retrofitted for product manufacturing. I call them mobile because they can be relocated, but they stay on that location. They're not actually, at this point, they are not mobile.
They're mobile the way a mobile home is mobile.
That's what I was
Oh.
going to say. I kind of like a mobile home. Once they reach their location, they stay there. There's been no change in the site itself, no change in the intensity or scope of the use, and the operations as they are now are fully compliant with what was proposed in the special permit and site plan back in 2021.
Okay, and the permit that you've just picked up for, or will pick up in 20 days, that was issued in 2025, that's also, is that for a separate?
You're talking about for 7 River Road?
Okay, so
Is that?
that's a separate one.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they abut each other.
Okay.
But Seven River Road is their is primarily cultivation. I think there's also product manufacturing. Julie, is that correct? Does Seven River Road have both cultivation and product manufacturing?
Some, because cultivation does some product manufacturing, packaging, flour,
Yeah.
pre-rolls, things like
Yeah.
that.
So, but the special permits were applied for at different times, so we're on a different 5-year cycle.
And I realized Roger had confirmed that. I was just wrapping my mind around that.
Sometimes it takes us a couple tries to wrap our mind around.
Okay, all right. So I know you're coming through that. We're looking at this under 17134, specifically section E, which is just the renewal, the renewal.
Yeah,
portion.
34E. But yeah.
So questions from anyone on the board about this? We have no one who is here to speak against this. I have received no correspondence about renewing this in any way, which is good. No news is good news on these kinds of things. Anyone have any concerns at all?
Were notices sent to the abutters?
Of course.
There were.
That's about the only thing that was updated is we got an updated abutters list and notices were sent to all of the abutters.
So just to reiterate, this permit here is for manufacturing and processing, but no growing.
Correct.
Okay.
And this 3 River Road applies to the building that's closest to River Road, yes?
Yeah, it was like previously, I think like an engine repair shop.
Yep.
The existing building is really just used for office space and warehousing. The product manufacturing itself takes place in those pods that I described earlier.
How many are there? How many pods?
7, I believe. Is
Six.
that correct,
No,
Julie?
no,
6.
sorry, 7, you're right.
Okay, so you are stipulating to the fact that there are no substantive changes. This is a standard renewal of the permit.
Absolutely.
Anything else before I ask for a motion to close the public portion of the hearing?
Well, I guess I should ask, so this pod concept, I asked the board, should there be a limit on the number of pods?
So the pods were not a part of the original presentation back in 2021.
I'm not sure that that's correct.
Okay, I may have the 2021.
I have a copy of the 2021 special permit, but not the actual site plan. It was submitted by Berkshire Design in 2021.
Okay. And is that the record that you had attempted to have our town clerk retrieve for you?
No, that's the one for 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a loss of records due to an administrative problem. So some records are not recoverable for us, but we have, of course, the fallback of the registry of deeds when the permits are filed. So we do know that, and so just a reminder that you will need to wait a 20-day appeal period for all permits and then pick it up and then file it. And I gather one was not filed, so those all need to be filed in that way.
Yeah. So the 7 River Road, the copy of the 7 River Road special permit that was filed with the town clerk could not be registered, couldn't be recorded in the registry because it wasn't signed by the town clerk. I'm not sure how that happened, but I'm a little bit off topic here because we're talking about Seven River Road, but that's why we had that issue, is that we needed a new copy that we could record in the registry.
Yes, okay. But returning to Roger's issue with the pods, what's your thinking,
The
Roger?
original design was a phased build out. It approved for dropping, for increasingly dropping pods. I think we ended up with less construction and more pods as a result.
Okay.
But my understanding is that that was always the approved plan, was a phased growth plan for that space.
Julia, are there plans or even space to add pods, or are you at
Honestly,
maximum
no.
capacity?
We are already at capacity, so I'm happy to kind of, if you guys want to stipulate it, of course we're happy with whatever you want to stipulate, but there are no plans at this point to add any more pods.
And
I
you
think
you have 7 now, is that correct?
we're at 7 of them,
You're at
yes.
7.
And I think that's I think we've pretty much maxed out the capacity and the non-permeable space that we can occupy.
Are you amenable to a limit of 7?
I think if that's what the zoning board wants to say, certainly. Obviously, my preference is no limits, but we would never, drop any pods without approval. We work really closely with the fire chief with any changes that we've made. We try to be really in communication with the town about any growth plans that we try to have.
I would ask that rather than just a limit of 7 pods, because it's sort of not very clearly defined. What if we just added a condition that any changes to the existing facility would need to get approval from the fire chief?
From the fire chief.
Mhm.
How
I
does
mean,
the board
any
feel about that?
any new construction would obviously need a building permit.
Right.
And if it's not in compliance with an existing site plan, it would need a new site plan. So that's already
Those are
established
already
in the zoning
stipulated.
ordinance. But if they were to drop in something, I guess the pods don't require a foundation or anything. Is that correct, Julia? So there's no, or do you pull a building permit every time you put in one of those pods?
We haven't put in a pod since I've arrived, so I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Well, are they on a foundation?
I don't think it's a poured foundation.
Right. So yeah, I guess the pods I'm not sure about this, but I'm guessing the pods don't require building permits. So before anything else is added, we would at the very least get approval from the fire chief. And of course, any construction would need to get approval from the building commissioner.
Okay, so any additional pods would need approval from the fire chief is what you're suggesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, here's why I don't like that. Number one, that delegates to the fire chiefs our zoning jurisdiction. And number two, and we have no problem with your use and your good citizens and all that good stuff. And I'm sure we're going to renew this tonight. But our board hears a lot of different applications, storage containers for ammunition, a number of housing units, number of occupants, and we're very frequently putting conditions on the maximum that someone says they want to do. They say this is the maximum we want to do. Okay, we put the condition on it. That's the maximum. You told us that's what you want and that's what you need, and you're not going to do anymore. So, but it's a way of keeping things in check and not letting them just grow without some sort of oversight. Sure, if you wanted to come back and amend that. But for instance, I'm just looking at the original permit that we granted, and you were kind enough to give us a copy, which sometimes we have to fish for it. I don't say anything about pods. I see we approved manufacturing and processing of cannabis at an existing engine repair shop. So the whole pod concept is new to me. It's not bad, but it's just something we need to, monitor. I don't know the dimensions of the site, but if you put 50 pods there, suddenly that's a whole different dimension than what we've known about. So that's my read of how we should proceed, but the board as a whole has to agree with that.
I think those are good points. And I think if you feel, you just mentioned, Julia, that there wasn't any more space for this beyond the 7 pods.
I mean, I can't, I am, the director of HR and community outreach, not facilities, but I can't imagine where we would put another one.
Well, then I am inclined to ask to stipulate that unless you come back for an additional special permit, that 7 pods is what you're getting this evening.
Can I make a comment? We talking about these pods, I guess, which I don't know exactly what they are. Well, I've seen them there and you kind of figure out what they are. And I think most of our, Roger hinted to that, our other requirements always come back to a square footage, a size of a building or addition or whatever. Should we be focusing on the square footage of each pod so we know what we're talking about? I mean, pods could vary in size. What's today or 5 years from now could be considerably different. Maybe we should focus on each pod limited to what, 200 square feet or whatever the pod is today to have some control. Otherwise, it's wide open to what a pod is in the future.
Do you have the dimensions of the pod?
I'm looking, I have a map, but I'm not sure if the
Yeah.
dimensions are on it.
I'm looking at this. Yeah, I'm looking at the same thing. It's not.
The one that I sent you this evening. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not seeing
They
dimensions.
look like they vary in size, to be honest.
Not tremendously, but some variation. Yeah.
Is our concern the number of pods or is it the square footage, the area that you're covering to do this type of work?
I mean, I think that the reason the pods are not stipulated in the site plan is because they're not technically construction. There's no there's no disruption to to the earth. There's no foundation being poured. They can be lifted up and removed with heavy machinery. It's not something that you can just hitch to a trailer and drive off. But there's not really modification to the site itself, which is why they're not stipulated in the original special permit.
Remind me, please, what goes on in a pod?
That's where the product manufacturing is actually taking place. It's a
Okay.
totally self-enclosed unit.
Okay.
I don't know about these ones, but most of them are purchased with all the equipment kind of built into it. It just gets delivered right to the site, and it's pretty much ready to go when it gets dropped onto the site. And they have different purposes. Some of them are, I mean, I'm looking at the map we have right now, and it looks like some of them are designated as freezers. Some of them are labeled labs. So they have, each of them has kind of a specialized purpose.
Okay. So these are the specialized purpose pods under the umbrella of manufacturing and processing.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
And as Isaac described, each one is, I mean, they're basically bought as prefabricated labs that are just dropped on site.
Okay.
So then just dive a little deeper. So raw marijuana that's grown in the field comes into a pod, then what happens?
Well, if you really want to go through the process, it comes out of a freezer, goes into another freezer. That's the first pod. In that freezer, it gets ground up and shoved into a big long tube. Then that tube gets brought into another pod where it gets fed into the extraction machinery. What comes out of there is the extracted material, where that goes on into the subsequent 2 or 3 pods after that for purification, flavoring, mixing into the right, whatever the right mixes for the products are. Then it goes into the third pod where it gets put into, whether it's jars or vaporizers or whatever the final form is. Then it goes into the freezer to wait for packaging.
So are these pods connected to each other, or do you have to physically take
You
it?
have to walk between them.
Okay, so in effect, so if, for instance, you'd come before us back in 2021 and said we're having this manufacturing plant and it was just one big plant.
Mhm.
I mean, it's limited by the size of the lot, what it can be. So the pods are just kind of components that are, they're not in one plant, they're in multiple plants. So I'm wondering if we might.
I mean, we're definitely still
you
limited
can't
by the
put so
size
many-
of the lot, obviously.
Right, that's what I was about to say. You can't keep adding pods and spill into the street and, go over your lot or anything
Correct.
like that. So
And passageways, and this is where the fire chief comes in. He's very strict about how much space there has to be between the pods, around the pods. If there's any HVAC or ventilation, he's been very specific about how we have to keep those spaces clear. So there's no like wedging another pod in.
okay. So does that change anyone's thinking on this about limitations or stipulations?
Well, the size of the pods could change, I guess, if you
Well, they
update
could
it for newer
change,
ones.
but they can't, but does that violate the spirit of the original permit, which set up a manufacturing entity on a lot with specific, demarcations and boundaries? So even if there was one giant pod and two small ones, I mean, it's still the same it's still a manufacturing entity. I mean, our concern was that the pods, how many pods are the pods proliferating but they can't really proliferate beyond the boundaries, the setback, the distances between them that are the fire chief sets out. So I don't know. It's a question.
Well, we could say that there's a cap on the number of pods, and the number is 7, and that if the petitioner seeks to expand the amount of, I guess we get into a square footage problem, expand the either number of pods or the number of square footage in use, they have to come back to the board. But I guess without knowing
Can I ask a
the number.
question?
Yeah.
Obviously, right now, when we're talking about pods, we're talking about the ones that we're using for manufacturing, but we have this warehouse space. So if, for example, we decided that we wanted to, buy, because, we have inside the warehouse, we could fit lots of pods, for example, if we wanted a dedicated storage space. So would we need to come before the zoning board to ask if we could put a pod inside the warehouse space, not for manufacturing, but just because we wanted to designate it as a room, for example? Like it wouldn't actually be expanding the manufacturing space or expanding square footage because it's in an existing building. I'm just worried that if we go with number of pods, something
Where's
like
the
that.
warehouse? Is the warehouse on this
Right
same?
there.
Yeah, it's the existing building on site that used to be the engine repair shop.
Okay, I know that building very well. I used to take my lawnmower there. So you're calling that a
It would
warehouse?
still be there.
Okay. No, I would say exterior pods if you want to make it that.
Exterior pods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can go with that. Exterior, okay, 7 exterior pods and any expansion. So, okay, at present, there are seven exterior pods. If we limit it to that, even if you were to make a decision to go with a giant pod and a couple of small ones, I still think the spirit of the zoning is protected and your rights are protected by the size of the lot. But I'm open to my fellow board members' thoughts.
I still think a square footage limit should be discussed, or dimensions of the 7 that you're approving now. What are the typical dimensions of the 7 you're approving? And if that changes considerably bigger, I guess then they should come back to the board. Well, it depends. If one changes significantly and another one is reduced, well, then you gotta look at the total square footage of all the pods, not just of 1 or 2.
But we're not limiting the square footage of any manufacturing building. We didn't limit that. That's limited by the size of the lot, the setbacks, everything there.
I have a suggestion. I was just texting with Jared Glansberger, who's the president of DMC, and he pointed out that there's an existing concrete pad on the site, and that's what the pods are located on. And in his mind, that concrete pad is really what matters. That's the limitation. So in the future, he can imagine them wanting to rearrange the pods, have, you know, 2 big ones and 4 small ones, or 8 or 9 small ones. I mean, he might want, depending on the uses, they may want to rearrange them. But the limitation is that existing concrete pad, because that is how they're able to put these pods on there without a building permit. Anything beyond that concrete pad would mean pouring a new foundation, which would require a building permit, which would require an amendment to the site plan. So, I mean, my proposal would just be that the pods are limited to the concrete pad, and they don't put pods on the site anywhere outside of the concrete pad.
I like that. I like
I
that
like that.
because
Yeah.
it's a concrete proposal. How about that?
No pun
Okay.
intended.
So, so the pods are limited to the concrete pad. The distance between the pads is determined by the fire chief, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. And so we're not going to limit the number of pods. We're just going to say they're limited to the concrete pad and have to follow the
The existing concrete pad.
existing concrete pad. Thank you, Bob. And have to follow the fire chief's guidelines. Just making some notes for myself. Are we comfortable with that, zoning board?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
Is there anything else to raise? If not, can I make a motion to have a motion to close the public portion of the hearing?
Move to close the public portion of the hearing.
Second.
Okay, the public portion is closed so that we can debate or discuss among ourselves. I think that with that stipulation that we just hammered out, I would absolutely vote in favor of reauthorizing this special permit.
Yes, I would too vote in favor of renewing it with the language that we just hammered out.
I'm with you both.
Right. So it is unanimous. We will write this up and get it to, once we've all signed it, it'll be with the town clerk. She will stamp it. A 20-day appeal period begins. And then I've asked her to notify all petitioners going forward that it's ready for you to pick up and file.
Great. Can I just, so procedurally, I've never dealt with a special permit renewal. Do we record this in the registry, just like we would the original special permit?
I would recommend that, yes.
Okay. And it has a 20-day appeal period, just like a normal special
Yes.
permit as well. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. That
Thank
concludes
you all
that
very
part.
much for your time.
Thank
Thank
you.
You're very welcome. Good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we will move to the second item on the agenda, which is the Berkshire Design Group proposal to be our safety expert reviewer. Do people want me to bring that up again?
Hold on. I suggest that we avoid the pitfall that we must have fallen into last year when we renewed the permit, which is that we didn't specify who was drafting up the decision.
I'll draft it.
Or didn't say anything about it. But yeah, well, I appreciate that. But I suggest that the minutes always reflect how we are handling the writing of the decision.
Excellent idea. What works well is I do it, I draft it, I send it to Roger, who gives it a look. Then he prints it out. I can easily pick it up because I have to go into town offices a fair bit anyway, and then I will leave it, and then I will text Bob that it is ready to go. And so that it'll arrive with 2 signatures. And then, Bob, if you wouldn't mind when you give it to Amy to remind her to please let the petitioner know after the 20 days, because I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure. I think that might have gotten a little lost.
Yeah. But also too, it's like, do we want to add in the process of me having an electronic file on my end just as like a backup to, because that was
Once
like
it,
the whole thing, because that was the whole thing. Amy was asking me like, where's this decision? I was like, I don't handle them. I'm
well,
just
no,
aware that,
yeah, but actually when you were to handle them, once they are signed, you were gonna put a copy in the ZBA paper file. And then you can have that
right,
scanned for your electronic file, but you really need to have the signed ones.
right,
It's
the sign.
the sign, and so you wouldn't be able to do that until it's signed, and then I'm sure Amy would be happy to scan it. But she made it very clear to me that the ZBA needs its own paper files as well as an
Right.
electronic one. And then she keeps one in her records, because, so once it's signed, ask Amy, Amy will scan it and let you know, and then you can make a copy for the paper file and put one in your electronic file.
Deborah, is
Yeah, and
there
that's
go ahead, Glenn.
sorry. Yeah, and that's fine. I totally understand that that is part of my job. It's just that I was never told, even by her, of when that was like officially done. Like there was no notification, no nothing. So this is
Yes.
where I'm getting lost also of where like when I, and I've been going in there. I even went in there today and I saw the paper file. It's just laying in the hallway, like the decision waiting for Bob and Kristen to sign it.
Already
Well,
signed it.
Bob signed it.
Okay,
And
you signed it because
yeah.
I was gonna take care of it right then and there, but she told me to wait and wait for Kristen. Maybe I just got there a little too early before you guys did it. But the point is like I do go there and I do
Oh, I know you
participate.
do, Gwen. I know you do. I think, and I
Yeah.
will reiterate to Amy that not only should she notify the petitioner that it's there, she may already be doing this. I don't, Amy does a very good job. But I will ask her again if she could please notify the petitioner and also notify you so that you can
Yeah,
get.
because that's what the problem is for me is that I'm not getting notified at all
All
where all
right.
these documents are. And obviously, so that's what the problem is for me.
Okay,
Because
I'm
I know
making a
where the
note right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Deborah,
And
what?
like, sorry.
Go ahead.
yeah.
Oh, well, I just want to make one further statement because it's like, obviously, I finally came to my first year dealing with, documents and the board and all that stuff. So there was like moments, which is not, Amy graciously took it upon herself. She was like, well, I'll put them in the files for you in here. And it's like, okay, that's like fine. But now we're getting kind of mixed, wishy-washy of like responsibilities. You know what I mean? So that's like another thing that I and vocalizing that that's where there could have been mishap. Granted, this was before my time, but moving forward, I would just like if it's gonna be me, then I need it a certain way so then I can make it strategic and then go there all the time in that and do it,
So
you know?
would you be comfortable with her notifying you when it's ready?
Yes, absolutely. I would
Okay,
like that. And if
then
she
that's,
wants me to take care of it, and then it's my job only, like boom.
okay. And we'll do that
Well,
within the limits of our budget too. So I will have a chat with her, or I already sent
yeah.
her an email asking her to notify the petitioner, but I will, ask her to also notify you and make a scanned copy for your records.
Yeah, that would be really great.
Okay, I will do that.
And,
Bob wanted to speak.
Yes, I
Bob
know
wanted-
Bob wants to speak.
Well, the whole world is moving away from paper, and Whately's
I
getting
know.
deeper into it.
I know,
I don't
I
understand
know,
this.
I know.
I don't
I-
understand.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you. And why, is there a reason why we can't do electronic signatures?
I wish, but they have to be wet, as I understand it, and it's
Not auto pen.
right, not auto pen.
Roger,
Sorry.
is that true,
Honestly, folks,
Roger?
I think I think part of the reason for the backup of paper, now, obviously, we've got two backup of papers now, and also Registry of Deeds and also Gwen's electronic files. But given that we have lost a big chunk of files, it's not a bad idea.
Where did they go?
They never
I wasn't aware.
returned, they never returned from Mary's home.
Oh.
So it's, and
Mhm.
we tried to get them, and they are not to be found. So we must say goodbye to those files. And so
Yeah.
we're just being extra careful.
Okay.
Okay. So now to Berkshire Design. Do people need me to bring it up, or are people comfortable with it?
Can I just quickly see it? I didn't read it.
Of course. Let me grab it. It is, did it go? Okay, I've got to go out and get it and grab it again. Let me get rid of this one. That one. Okay. Where is it? There it is. Okay.
Where do we stand in the whole process here? I know we're looking at an independent viewpoint here, but where do we stand with this and what's gonna happen
Okay.
next?
I'm going to answer that, but I'm also going to make a request that people read the emails that I send them, because I have laid out exactly where we stand in the process with these emails. So we stand at this point, Fred, as though this is the only one that we have received, and we are voting to accept it or not tonight. And then Pete will hire them, and that any questions that, and then I have something I'd like to show the board, and that, and then I will be the contact person for them. And our hope is that they give us their report for September, when we will make our decision on Bay State blasting. So,
Can you
Roger,
scroll
you
it?
want me to scroll? Yeah, okay. And tell me where,
That speed's okay. I can just speed read it.
okay. Now, and when you're done reading, I will, have an addenda. So they're going to come before us to present the findings in September and answer our questions.
So it looks like they're engaging another guy, Scott Schofield, in addition to their team members, Chris Chamberlain. Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then this is the costing. And again, this will be borne by the petitioner.
Yeah.
And they can submit the report within 30 days and accelerate if necessary, which we may ask them to do.
What's the LSP fees at the end? I just want to see that. Exclusions, proposal not include independent field testing, soil, ground sampling, structural, LSP fees are billed at cost with 15%. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I say let's accept it.
Well, I want to share something with the board. Now, when I wrote that proposal, this was back in the winter time. This was before we had the letter from the water commissioners. This was before we had the letter from the Board of Health. All those documents are on the website under this hearing, and I do keep reminding people that they are there. I want to, and Bay State Blasting is aware of this. Let me just share something else. Okay. This question in italics is a question that I asked the Board of Health, so I'd like to read it into the record. Are any possible safety gains from storing ANFO emulsion diminished or eliminated by the facts that the proposed storage tank holds more than 60,000 gallons, has no provision for protection from a lightning strike, is not monitored 24/7 in the event of a leak or other breach, is not contained in a building and or in a containment tank that could accommodate a complete leak of all material in a heavy rainstorm, which could possibly cause the material in the containment tank to overflow into the groundwater. So when Pete has hired these folks, I want to give them this question and draw their attention to what the water commissioners and the Board of Health have supplied to us, as well as what Bay State Blasting has provided. And all of these documents are up on the website, so they're very much in the public. So I just want the board to be aware that that would be my plan going forward with this. And if anyone has any questions at this point or comments.
I think they should see that, and that's a good plan.
Yeah, very good.
Is the applicant aware,
Yes,
is aware of this, proposal, and are they agreeable to continue with that study?
I got a written continuance that I believe you were all CC'd on 2 days ago. They have seen the proposal, they know exactly how much it's going to cost, and they see what any potential overages might be if we needed these folks to be with us for more than one meeting. I have kept the applicant informed every step of the way so that everything is transparent on this. Again, please read my emails. I try not to overwhelm, but I try to make them succinct.
No, Deborah, I think you've done a very heroic work on this.
Thank you.
'Cause it's yeah, and I mean, and you and I were also involved in the Quan thing, which was there was heroic work necessary there as well.
Well, I mean, it's,
Thank you.
we know it's an important project for the town. We know there's a lot of input coming in so thank you. So I'm a little unclear. Do I ask for a motion to vote to accept this at this point?
I think so. Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
so may I have a motion to vote to accept this proposal from Bay State Blasting?
I move to accept the Berkshire Design Group's proposal for independent testing, peer, whatever it's called, peer testing, peer review.
Peer review.
Peer review.
Yeah.
I second that.
Okay, so now we vote. I vote to accept it.
I vote to accept it.
I vote to accept it.
Okay, from here, I will let Pete know we did this and authorize him to hire them, and then I will send to them or make them aware of our concentrated question that I just read, and then the supporting documentation. So, thank you. And
You're shooting for them to have their work completed by September 3rd.
well, they said they could get it done in 30 days, but they could accelerate if necessary. So once I give them this new, make them aware, I mean, these are short letters, the Board of Health meeting minutes and the
Water commissioners.
Thank you, Bob. And then my question. So this is not going to be, they're not going to be reading War and Peace. So I'm hoping they will, but if they need an extension, I would say that Bay State Blasting has been very, very accommodating in agreeing to extensions, so we don't get ourselves in trouble with a constructive grant. So I think now we can move to our final, which is Gwen's minutes. And now, Gwen, I saw Roger gave you a correction. Did you put that in as well?
Yes, I did.
Do you want
I
to
could
bring it up so that people can vote on those? Because I know I sent you
Yeah.
the ones I found. They were very
Or-
minor.
Can you see what I'm doing?
I can see them. Yes.
Oh, this is not them. Sorry. Hold on 1 second. This is what I'm writing down. Where are you? Okay, there we go. So this is the meeting minutes. The correction that he made is right here. So
Right.
green is now green. And then, yeah, everything else I accepted that you
I think
said,
I had
Deborah.
two little things. Yeah, they were just little
Little-
typo type things.
Yeah, that seems like what, yeah, and green is good here too.
Yeah.
Doo-doo-doo. It seems like this is minor, and then this is all fine. We
Yep.
oh, there's one little spot. T. Oh, there you go.
Oh, good catch. Okay,
Um,
missed that one.
yeah.
Okay, then I will make a motion that we accept the minutes as corrected,
Second,
and I will vote
Second.
to, I will vote to approve these minutes as Gwen has presented them.
I agree.
Vote, I
Okay.
agree.
Okay, and Gwen,
Uh,
would you send them to the minutes person?
Yes, I will do that.
Okay,
Okay, so you made a motion, made a motion, and then who seconded again? Sorry.
I did. I
Bob
did.
did.
Oh, right. Okay, okay.
Then we all voted to approve.
And then, okay, we're all approved by board members. And sleep. Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, then yeah, I'll send them in. I'm just writing this down now, so I have it
Okay.
done. Okay.
Thank you, Gwen.
Stop.
Anyone want to
No
hear
problem.
my shorthand version of what we approved with the renewal?
Yes, and I will make sure it dovetails with what I wrote down. Let me just grab my piece of paper.
Well, I don't want it to be written, but it's just I'm saying it. Pot pods,
Hang on. I just wanna.
pot pods to stay on the pads.
Oh, I get it. Okay. Here, I was looking, scrambling to make sure I got the exact language here. Actually, I like yours better, Roger. It's practically a poem. That,
Pods on pads. Yeah. Okay.
if we played our cards right, we could turn it into a haiku.
Okay,
Well,
Okay.
it was worth working through that because 7 and 3 are abutting properties. Yes.
right.
Yes,
So that more containers or whatever could spill without
Yeah.
anybody noticing it. So that restricting
Yeah.
it to the concrete pad, I think, is a really good solution.
There you go.
yes, no, and I was glad that the attorney was able to text with whoever he texted with to get that clarification.
Yeah,
Um,
that was good.
Well,
When's the next scheduled meeting? I know it's like the first Thursday of every month,
First
but is
Thursday of
it
September 3rd.
September 3rd.
September
third.
3rd?
Third.
But so we're good though? Like there's no like that's where Bay State blasting will be coming, right?
We
Yes.
hope,
Around
we
that.
hope that they will be coming if we get our report in time. So we can say we are tentatively scheduled to meet September 3rd.
Tentatively.
There's,
Okay.
yes, there's still the possibility we could get a request for another application. We could get another application, but definitely if we get our expert review, we will meet on
Yeah.
September 3rd. But I will stay
Yeah,
on
so
top of that, and let everyone know.
okay, so yeah, so if we don't get any applications and so forth, we won't visit then, right? Because there would be no
If we
point.
don't get any applications and we don't get our expert review, we won't meet.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
Okay, I just
Bay State agrees for continuance.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
We
okay,
could meet-
just wanted to clarify that so I have it in my notes.
Okay. So I would accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
I'll say, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
I
Thank you. Thank you all very much.